We're in trouble in America. We're losing our moral bearings. We're losing our respect for the rule of law. And you look around America today and things are bad and they're getting worse. We're broke. We're dispirited. We're scared. We've been moving closer and closer to socialism, further away from God, the Constitution, doing what's right in our own eyes, and all the while not noticing that it's killing us. It's killing our nation.
Just beginning.
Americans tend to be too comfortable, slowly but surely turning their backs on the sacrifices their forefathers made for liberty. Why is that? As bad as it is, as horrible as it seems, as unlikely as it appears that we can escape, what we're going through can actually be a vitally necessary experience for us, and one that is ultimately very healthy and liberating for this country. The truth needs to be told in all the dark places, because it's the truth that sets us free.
World. Look at that. Look at that, Josh. WorldNetDaily. We are live. It is January 6th, 2025, folks. So much winning. Holy cow.
Had you not seen the thumbnail, Matt?
I had not seen it. I saw the name of the show, but I did not expect to see the two biggest winners of the day, Trudeau and Kamala, hanging out at the top. And that was great.
There's a little bit of a tear on Trudeau's face, but it's hard to see.
I mean, incredible. Folks, welcome to the program. Ed Edwards here, Josh Turnbow.
Everybody.
We are 4 years out from January 6th, the most horrific day in the history of the American civilization. And
worse than 9/11.
Worse than 9/11. I mean, the clips from today, I mean, it's incredible, dude. It's incredible. But I mean, the juxtaposition that we can look at of January 6th, because I mean, it was eventful, obviously. I mean, I remember watching January 6th, 2021 going, oh my gosh, like, yeah. What is going on? And very concerned, very concerned. I almost went. I didn't go. I almost went. But we're going to go into that, folks, and what we've learned and what we've seen. Trump, his election was certified. We'll get to that. And then of course, Trudeau resigning. I mean, there's so much to get into with that, man. Josh, so much to get into.
Yeah. That's our title, right? There's kind of so much winning. It makes me nervous, Matt. What's going on?
I hear you. All right. But first, Patriot Mobile, patriotmobile.com/WND Patriot. That's where you're going to go, because if you want guaranteed coverage from a non-woke company, then Patriot Mobile is where you need to be. They're the only Christian conservative wireless provider. They've created a niche for themselves. And if you scan the QR code, it'll take you right there, and use the promo code WND Patriot to sign up for Patriot Mobile, and they call themselves, they're mobilizing freedom. So that's what they want to do over there. Yeah, great. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into what's going on here, because this is wild. So there it is. The certification has happened with very little fanfare. I don't know if was there anybody outside? We don't even know. But C-SPAN has it here. Donald Trump certified as next president of the United States, and J.D. Vance certified as next vice president of the United States, with the official electoral tally: 312 for Trump, 226 for Harris, and that's it. It's certified. So now we're 14 days away from inauguration, right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember what we were thinking, how bad it could be. Are they going to pull a fast one and try to do some screwball thing? I mean, well, because we had that lasting legacy of January 6th, 2021 was a crazy moment. We know now it was full of feds, and we're gonna show some footage and recap what that was like. But it's almost like that chapter, the door's closing on that chapter now that we had the clear certification of Trump as president, and man, knock on wood, it's the inauguration next.
Right. And so one of the more bizarre moments here, which you kind of could say it was bizarre back in 2021 when Mike Pence had to read the results of his own loss. But this go around, we have Kamala Harris is vice president, so she's head of the Senate, and so she's in charge of reading off the results. And so we have a clip of that for all of you to take in and enjoy.
Majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris
I love it.
Her talking about herself is the best.
Yes.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
Look at Johnson. The Democrats clap. First place loser.
Yeah, and you make a good point there, Josh. Don't we have a different clip here of Mike Johnson and his reaction? Let's watch that again.
You gotta watch the subtlety of this.
Gotta savor it.
Votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris
his pursed lips. I mean, does he do that often?
He held the smile in pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Oh man, but like you said, what we were expecting today, like either official objections or something, and not necessarily the sort of rioting that might be happening outside, but there's been none of that. There's been absolutely none of that. It's where are we right now?
Where are all of the insurgent people, Matt, that we had supposedly? No, I mean, it is at this moment, it is the peaceful transition of power.
Yeah.
And
but the peaceful transition of power to what we were told was the next Hitler. You know, Hitler, Genghis Khan.
It's a great one. I mean, Hitler sure is peaceful these days.
Yeah. And the people worried about it are just laying back and letting it happen. I mean, I'm not trying to make a call for violence. I just am truly surprised by this. I've been surprised since November 5th, I guess, or 4th.
I think maybe we can, let's see. I don't want to jump the segments here, but I mean, this is, so they're liars. I mean, it's worse than that because so many people, if you did, I'm sorry that this happened to you, but like literally bought the lie, hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
This is an insurgent president. I was kind of waiting for that like last minute thing of like, look, we can't certify an insurgent president. Thankfully we breezed past it.
And like you said, I do kind of feel bad for the folks that well, I don't want to say I feel bad for them, but what are the folks who let's say, you know, when Trump was first elected, there were those that went to the streets and wore the hats and were out there protesting, but then there were those that didn't go there, but they stood in solidarity with their hashtags online or their own videos or their own way to meme out whatever it is they wanted to do. It was all over Facebook, all over Instagram, everybody standing with the marchers and everybody in the streets. Like, I bet you some of them were expecting that to happen this go around, and they're kind of like left with like, what's the hashtag? Are we supposed to do an orange square or a black square? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, we're just supposed to like. I feel like they're lost. I mean, are they watching this as well? I mean, I don't
know what they're doing now. Like, also like,
or was it all fake?
That whole room of Democrats literally repeated the talking point threat to our democracy, and then they just kind of let it walk through the door, didn't they? What happened to that?
Yeah. Yeah. And Jamie Raskin, Representative Jamie Raskin, saying he will make sure it does not happen.
Yeah. No, you didn't, Jamie Raskin. Whoever, has a collar around your neck, yanked it, and you got back in place.
Yeah.
Because you're their dog. I think that's what it was. He started to bark for a minute, but he noticed, oh, master doesn't want me to do that. So he shut right up.
Right. And, all right. Well, we have this clip here, Josh, where Kamala Harris. Yeah. I'm sorry. What is it again?
Kamala.
No,
Kamala.
It's not.
It is Kamala now.
Whatever. Where she compared January 6th, 2021 to 9/11.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget this, guys. We need to remember.
We need to remember
how dumb this was.
Exactly. Watch.
Certain dates echo throughout history, including dates that instantly remind all who have lived through them where they were and what they were doing when our democracy came under assault. Dates that occupy not only a place on our calendars, but a place in our collective memory. December 7th, 1941, September 11th, 2001, and January 6th, 2021. On that day, I was not only Vice President-elect, I was also a United States Senator. What the extremists who roamed these halls targeted, what they were assaulting, were the institutions, the values, the ideals that generations of Americans have marched, picketed, and shed blood.
Matt, I can see the stupid speechwriter going, look, let's make it about
on January
bigger
6th,
than this. It's an idea
we all saw
of America.
what our nation would look like if the forces who seek
I don't miss her at
to
all.
dismantle our democracy are successful. The lawlessness, the violence.
I had to edit this too, Matt. I took out all the air. There was so much
the
air.
violent assault that took place here. The very
like
fact
a big pause
of how close we came to an election overturned.
20 seconds more, people.
I wonder, how will January 6th come to be remembered in the years ahead?
Oh boy!
Well, here we are.
Brilliant. Oh,
here we are.
Here we are. We are 14 days away from having full blanket pardons of most, probably all of the J6ers. I mean, even the folks that were violent, right? Even the folks that were like breaking things, like they've been in jail for 4 years. So, so I think I think the time served, right? I mean, I feel like breaking a window shouldn't get you any more than 4 years in jail. I mean, if you want to go down that road, but
it will be remembered as a cruel, bizarre, false flag that imprisoned innocent Americans for a political stunt, and a whole group of quote unquote leaders or congressionally elected senators and Congress people decided that like they went along with the lie. So that's how it's going to be remembered. It's going to be remembered as a false flag, as a joke.
It better be, because I feel the more information that keeps coming out, especially when we found out how many informants, FBI informants or confidential human sources or even agents were in the crowd that day, just egging it on, letting it happen, directing people. I mean, we have We have the video of them inside, the shaman guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Being escorted. Let's watch it. Watch this. This is what
QAnon shaman.
Dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th.
Josh.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You
I'm going to change my mind. I was a little too kind. It's a treasonous act. They shot poor Ashley Babbitt in the face, and not for anything other than incompetence. The officer that shot her is known for incompetence. Nothing's ever happened to him. Famously left his gun in the bathroom after taking a dump one time in the Capitol building. I mean, that's how dumb this guy was. But also, they did it as a stunt. And then let's not forget that they went as far as to put pipe bombs around. We talked about this last week, but pipe bombs. Like, this is not, it wasn't just like an opportune moment. It was a scam. It was a treasonous act, and, propagated against a gullible public, unfortunately. And then everyone swallowed it. And thankfully, this far out, truth is having its way. I mean, dude, that was the same room that they're just praying in right now. They just had the vote.
They just exactly. Yeah.
What?
And the questions that, and I think these are valid questions. I'm not a crazy person when I ask, what are the names of the escorts that Chansley had? Like, who gave the order to say, oh, we're walking with the guy right now. We're walking with the Buffalo Horn guy. We're walking him through
Nancy
the
Pelosi.
Senate. No, but I'm being serious. Like, who gave the order? Who were they acting upon their own? I mean, there were at times there were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys walking alongside with him. Who are they? What are their names? And why aren't they being held accountable? Are they in jail? Who are they? I want their names. And these are the things that I hope when we move forward into this next session with Congress that they get to the bottom of this stuff, because it's awful. It's absolutely awful what has been going on.
I would agree. Like, you make a good point, Matt, because now that we know, so Trump will pardon people, right? And that will be the correction of injustice. But the next phase of justice is prosecution of people that unjustly use the law. And that should, right? This is what, Kash Patel and people like him are saying they're going to do. Mm-hmm. Will they do it? Our side's a little too generous sometimes, this is famously Trump not going after Hillary Clinton when he could have.
But we need to go after this. We need to go after this stuff, because if we don't, then it allows people like Sunny Hostin, or whatever her name is, on The View. I mean, she's even upping the stakes here about what, and this was today, right? Yeah. This clip that we have.
That was today. Oh, I thought it was an old clip. No way. I didn't know that.
Exactly.
She's way dumber than I thought.
Let's watch it.
I think we need to find moral clarity, in this country. And I just remember after January 6th, you had someone like Mitch McConnell placing the blame on January 6th where it belonged, squarely on Donald Trump's shoulders. Mm-hmm. And then you started seeing people backtrack that and losing their moral center. You had Condoleezza Rice, I believe, on this very show saying, we need to move on from January 6th. I say no. You don't move on, because January 6th was an atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery, we need to never forget, because past becomes prologue if you forget any race. I want to ask you. Yeah.
Past becomes prologue, Matt.
Whatever
that means.
Is January? I mean, they're treating January 6th like the right treats COVID and the pandemic. They say we shall never move on from January 6th, but they do want to move on from COVID, where people actually died, where people actually had to suffer Like you had grandmothers suffering, dying alone. You had children being forced to wear masks and eat alone when they're 5 years old in kindergarten. And there's been no retribution for that. Very little. We're going to get to a story up in the Great White North in a second with Trudeau finally resigning. But there's been zero retribution in this country for the atrocities that the government has done during COVID. But and they tell us, oh, people made mistakes. We need to move on. But January 6th, you can't move on from. I agree. It was an atrocity. It was an atrocity, but not in the way that she's saying. It was an atrocity from the other end, because it was, like you said, it was some sort of false flag, some sort of setup. I mean, it was
manufactured crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I first heard about crisis actors and stuff like this from, I think Alex Jones is the first person to ever talk about it. I was kind of like, no way, who would do this? And now we know it's just federal employees will do it. Informants will do it. And you can't trust your fellow Americans. Sadly, it's not in this case.
Yeah, it's very sad. And of course, one of the I mean, who are the ones that actually died because of January 6th?
Okay, so it's a good point, Matt, because people say that often. They say people died, and the answer is Ashley Babbitt. And we never actually found out. I think, did we ever find out what happened to that quote unquote Capitol officer who he had a heart attack or something? But once they couldn't prove it, they wanted to memory hole him as fast as they could.
Right. Yeah. They wanted to claim that he died during the attack, but it was some an unrelated thing, because they had video of him walking around after he was supposedly attacked. So it wasn't. Yeah. They had to walk.
They had to
back.
Say people died.
Yeah, yeah, and it was Ashley Babbitt, and we have a clip here of one of Ashley Babbitt's last moments, or last remarks.
Over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, and patriots and Trump. And it was amazing. We could see the president talk. We are now walking down the inaugural path to the Capitol building. 3 million plus people. God bless America, patriots.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier she was shot in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, was what she was doing worth her life? I mean, considering they were
worth taking it for sure.
No, I mean
they were standing on the other side of a barricade, like talking. You know, it'd be awesome, Matt. It'd be so cool if they like built her a statue somewhere. Just like that'd be a cool little thing. Give her a memorial.
Like George Floyd,
like a real hero, not like a made up, cultural hero.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No,
a real memorial.
Yeah. Someday. Yeah. Well, someday.
As a memorial to what it looks like when the government lies to the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, I think that, I don't know. I'm just, I just keep going back to like looking at comparing that day to what we just watched this morning, and how it's over. Like the certification's done. They certified it, and now we await January 20. That's the next act, right? We have got 2 weeks. There's nothing really for the Congress to do, right?
This is where they talk about like the plot can take a turn. Trump not being shot was a massive plot turn away from what could have been a terrible storyline for reality. And today we passed another one. The plot is continuing forward on the right path. So the next opportunity for the plot to take a huge divergent path is going to be inauguration. And we're just praying that that's just not going to be a thing, that we're going to be able to get on with our lives as Americans and not think about. That would be great, right?
Wouldn't that be great? And then you can just really focus on your own community. You can focus on your own state where you live. I mean, there's a lot of issues that people need to deal with in their own personal backyards, and we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of folks wake up to that point and stand out. But I hope you're right, Josh. I hope you're right. I don't know. We'll see. But one thing we do know is that whatever it may be, the next 2 weeks, you need to make sure that your immune system is also prepared right?
Yes.
It's also prepared. Here it is,
Yeah.
the Zelenko protocol. Dr. Zelenko, the late great Dr. Zelenko, he formulated this protocol that will take care of your immune system and giving it the boost that it's needed during times like this, where there's viruses out there, the cold and flu season. He obviously, came to nationwide, worldwide prominence during the COVID pandemic. And if you head over to the QR code, scan the QR code, it'll take you right to the page where you can order yourself some Z-Stack or Z-Night if you have trouble sleeping at night and you want to re-energize yourself. Use the promo code WND, that stands for WorldNetDaily, if you hadn't noticed. Use it for 5% off your purchase. Scan the QR code. There's also a link in the description. We're not doctors, but despite trying to play some on TV here, but do please head over there and consult your physician and get yourself on the Zelenko protocol. Very
Awesome.
good. Okay, great. All right. Well, there is some more sad news, good news. I don't know what it is.
Great
but
news.
Is it great news?
Yeah.
What
It
is
is.
this? We have the story up over at WorldNetDaily. He's resigning. Trudeau is resigning following party pressure and amid criticisms of Trump. This is the way this unfolded is pretty incredible, I think, because Trump invited him to Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
He comes to Mar-a-Lago. Trump then starts calling him governor of our 51st state, Canada.
That's right.
And the whole, Canada just went ballistic over that. They were like, how offensive and everything. And then
How dare you, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some folks on the right, the conservatives were laughing at that and just showing, how in disarray and how disrespected he is and all that stuff. But now he's resigned. I didn't expect him to resign. I thought they would have an election or something. I really don't know the politics and how it works up there, but this is fascinating news.
This is great news, man. The ski instructor dictator of Canada is, under Trudeau's watch, Canada's just gone to hell. Everyone
It really
says
has.
that,
Yeah.
and they're 20 years ahead of us in some ways with their socialism, but hopefully a lot farther than that. But who knows? One thing that when Trudeau has to step down, it's because the elites of Canada don't want to deal with him. And Trump's made it really clear. Couldn't have gone all the way looking.
I know. Sorry, Chris.
I know.
She's still our vice president, Chris. So
I know.
We got 2 more weeks.
I know. Chris, when we cut that clip, I'm like, man, I don't miss her at all. I'm so sick.
I've never
just
welcomed
hearing
her.
her like nasally,
Yeah.
greatest nation. Sorry, getting back to Trudeau. Yeah, clearly the elites are like, you got to get out of here, dude. Trump's gonna obliterate us if you're our leader.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll go a little bit more easy on us. And dude, this is an amazing moment. It just shows you like what did America look like to everybody else before? They're gonna get in line now and go up. Like the big economy in the globe wants to do business again. Let's stop draining them like vampires. And Trudeau was in the way. It's kind of an amazing moment though. Like we're going to learn there's more in the background, but they told him get out of here. And clearly he listened.
And I think over on X, if you're not following us on X at WorldNetDaily, we posted some of his remarks. Are we going to play the clip of his remarks we posted up on X? Is that what we have?
Yeah, we're going to play that.
All right, let's watch.
Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today.
No, it's all like FU stuff
I
anyway.
intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night, I asked the president of the Liberal Party to begin that process.
Wow.
Matt.
Is that how? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask, is that how prime minister, they simply resign, or do they usually lose an election?
I don't know. These fake governments in other nations. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Oh, producer, go ahead.
Just a clarification. He's resigning as party leader, and then that
I
is
see.
what. So, and then they will elect
There'll be a robust
competitive process. Yeah.
We're in like a new era. Like Trudeau looks like a bad actor. You know what I mean? Like, does anything about what he's doing look sincere or sound sincere at all? He's like almost gonna cry.
Yeah, and he's been that way since he burst onto the scene. I mean, I remember when he was elected around the same time Obama was elected, and it just kind of felt like they're just putting up all these like pretty boy people, just like, And then he was in power for so long that the family he's talking about is not the family. It's not his wife and kids. It's the family with a capital
I divorced
F.
that chick a long time ago. Matt, there's this clip. I didn't find it or anything, but there's this clip. Canadians, I don't know if this is reaching you, but guys, you got to stop being so stupid. There's this clip from a few years ago when he was kind of new on the scene. And I think the praises for him were like, so attractive and such a well-spoken. And they took him to some tech company, right? And it was like they're building a quantum computer. And he goes, and he starts to the way quantum computers work, and the media is falling all over themselves as if he knew how quantum computers work. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Gullibility is not going to work anymore, folks.
Yeah,
Let's get rid of it.
And he was so full of gaffes and just embarrassing moments. I mean, I remember him tapping a leader on the shoulder to shake their hand, and the guy ignored him and shook somebody else's hand.
Was that? I mean, Putin? Who was? I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it was. I don't recall what it was, but he has so many of those. We have one of them here, which is the first time I ever saw this clip, where he's trying to pronounce the alphabet, the LGBT thing. And here's
perfect.
Here's how
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kids' rights.
Perfect.
He's so defeated. Oh, can we watch that again?
Watch it again. Guys, play it again.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kids' rights.
His shoulders, he's like, I just
Q2 plus.
Oh,
so good.
Oh,
so
man.
long, loser.
Oh, so long. And really, to the folks in the Great White North up there, the ones who have been trying to get this guy out of here and really turn their country around. Good for you guys. Keeping that pressure on. And this new guy who does everybody expect
Pierre or whatever is, I can't even say his last name
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of expects him to be the next prime minister.
Right. Yeah. I don't trust any of them, but he's likely to be the next prime minister. But he's pretty conservative, at least by Canadian standards. He's conservative. I would love to see what Trump's talking about. I would love to see that we have the brand new state of Canada in the north, and then they have their nice island destination that Denmark is going to give us for Greenland. That would be wonderful.
Right.
That would just be great. And I think that
are you trying to take over the world, Josh?
Let's just do a good job for folks who don't know what they're doing. Let's do that.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it's only for 4 years. Hopefully not, but let's dig in. What did Trump accomplish? He's doing his State of the Union speech. He's like, we now own Canada and Greenland.
I mean,
amazing.
And the effect that he's had, and he's not even president yet, but the effect that he's already had, it's incredible. Yeah. And so with these last 2 weeks, you just kind of got to sit back and watch it happen, watch it unfold. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean, obviously, like I said, you're taking care of your own family, your own community and stuff. But when it comes to what Trump is going to do, it's going to happen. I mean, if we get to January 20 and that beast is unleashed, and those appointments start coming in fast and furious. I mean, that first week, I mean, they keep talking about the first 100 days. I'm looking at the first 100 hours. Like, what are we going to see come out the gate is anybody's guess, but it can only mean so much more winning.
I think possible segue here, Matt. I think Steve Bannon is the one who said they don't have 6 months. They have like days to get it going before it's just too much of a fight and court cases are filed and they can't get anything done. So they have days.
Yeah, it's true because they will have lawfare come at them. They will have the deep state still writhing around and trying to stop it at the go. And they need to control the narrative and they need to get it pushed through fast. So of course, speaking of Steve Bannon, WorldNetDaily co-founder Elizabeth Farah, she has her fantastic show over on Rumble and where else, everywhere else you can find it. But if you're watching this show and you haven't seen hers yet, you got to go over there and check out that program. And she just interviewed Steve Bannon. I mean, she's been getting some fantastic guests on, no surprise, but she's been getting some fantastic guests on. And Steve Bannon so do we have a clip that we want to cut to here?
Yeah, we do.
All right.
Now, in this immigration issue, both illegal and legal, is our Selma moment with the African American community. Remember, what happened in November 5th was the beginning of a new coalition, a 1932 type reorganization where African American men and Hispanic families, and particularly Hispanic men, are now open to either not voting for the other side, which is fine, or actually not voting for the other side and voting for us, which is great. But this is about their citizenship. This is about the value of their citizenship.
Yes, fantastic. Great interview set up there.
Yeah, the honey badger.
The honey badger with Elizabeth Farah. I love it. Yeah, so please, folks, get over there, check that episode out, and then come back here and leave us a comment. Tell us or whatever. Start the conversation everywhere, all over the place.
Yeah. We want to get WorldNetDaily in front of everybody, and one way to do that for you, if you're watching, get that Rumble app on your phone, please. Yes. Don't use the desktop browser if you don't have to. Put the app on your phone; it's way easier, and you can follow us there. It goes live there. We go live there. I'm gonna make this part faster, Matt. But we and X guys, we're live on X right now on our X account, which is all the breaking news. So here on the show, we covered quite a few items, but there's so much going on every day, of course. And you're going to see all of that on X. Also, love you to follow us. If you like Telegram, go over there. Check us out on Telegram. And then our Instagram account. I like Instagram. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good memes, a lot of good videos. We're doing a lot of good work over there. We'd love you to follow us over there. And of course, WorldNetDaily.com is the mothership. That's where all the articles are written by the team. And that's where you can get real news. And it's hard to come by nowadays, you know, and especially with nobody's covering anything. It's weird.
Yeah. No,
they cover it the way they want. Yeah.
They cover it the way they want. Exactly. And I love the show opening with Joseph Farah, because it's when you talk about the truth, it's like, you can have your biases, right? You can be a conservative, you can be someone on the left, but as long as what you're speaking is based in truth, then we can have a real conversation. I respect people that are on the left that somewhat usually can speak the truth. I'm not going to drop any names at the moment, but you know who they are. There's some folks on the left that are actually respectable and you can have debates with when they speak about truth. And so on this show, we're unabashedly, on right of center and in the conservative space, but we try to bring you the truth as hardcore and as true as possible. So we thank you so much for being here. Josh, do you still have that 72-hour bag with you? Did you use it? Did you file it away? Did you pack it in your car?
I do have it, but I haven't done the we're going to do the unload.
The unload. Okay.
I haven't done that, but it's always sitting here, Matt, in case I need to run out the door.
Yes.
And not worry about the show being live. Just need to can we go full on this? Let's go so we can see it. There we go. See?
Yes.
My Uncharted bag ready to go. And in case of anything, including a nuke going off in LA, which it just happened on a show recently, could happen. I don't know. I don't really know. Anything can happen between now and after January 20th. But I got this bad boy, all kinds of stuff in here to help me survive. and family too, which we love it. Uncharted. And then we'll do the full tour of this. I think we're going to do that Wednesday. So
all right, great.
Show you everything that's in here.
Love it. Love it. Very good. All right, folks. Well, that's it for today. Get back to what you're doing. Make America great. You guys, you're involved in that too, right?
Absolutely. Thanks if you watched this far, guys. We love it, and we'll be back Wednesday. And I'm excited for what's coming.
Yeah, very good. All right, folks. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Thanks.